jumble onto the wall like the bedtime or two. You can't trust that old Mississippi. Yeah, when you got a job to do. Oh, for the currents, yeah, don't fight it if you don't know how to. Living hard, it just makes it harder. What you use to smile quite nicely before that dog he came into town. Yeah, now she stares, oh, she stares so blankly. jungle, onto the wall, like the bedtime or two. You can't trust the jungle. You can't trust that old Mississippi. Yeah, when you got a job to do. You better watch out, oh, for the currents. Yeah, don't fight it if you don't know how to. Living hard, you better watch out. It just makes it harder. Now when you got a job, you got a job to do. What you use to smile, quite nicely. Before that dog, he came into town. Yeah, now she stares. Oh, she stares so blankly. Quite nicely. Have the new shame that she has found. Yeah, now she stares. Oh,
So I'm trying some multi-cast. Oh, I'm going to get feedback. Start. Alright, so we're back. So I'm going to try doing some multicasting. I'm going to find something to play. And I'm actually thinking I'm just going to play something off of YouTube. So I'm going to play something off of YouTube and I'm streaming to YouTube. So we're going to see how all that works. So I'm going to come over here to YouTube and I'm going to cut over to the computer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I went to my YouTube channel, and I'm not going to play anything on my YouTube channel, but I'm subscribed to Sacred Heart's YouTube channel, so I'm going to go Sacred Heart. And seems I want to play something that's 2 hours long. 2 hours long. I'm going to play Fleetwood Mac. Duluth Does Fleetwood Mac, which was the last live show. But you know what? I thought I had it on here. And I think before I do that, I'm going to play that Beatles Rooftop. I think I got it on here. Could have swore I had it. Let's see. Graduation slides. Yeah. Sunday night. Oh, well, maybe I don't have it on there, but I might. Let me look around a little more here, folks.
How goes it?
Well, so far it's going all right. I'm streaming to 2 channels right now at one time, trying it out. That's what I got to do Saturday night. But I'm looking for a video that I thought I had on here, but I'm terrible with trying to keep track of my stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I have like a loose file organizing system that I don't use half the time.
Well, I thought I had a Beatles thing on here from...
Like a whole, like just a folder for it?
Yeah, but...
It turns out it's spread across all the cameras and stuff.
And I know, I played it at Sacred Heart just a little bit last week, but... But, you know what? I don't need to find it on there because it's all on YouTube, so...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It's kind of crazy, so I'm going to stream on YouTube, from YouTube to YouTube. So I'm just going to look up the KTWH YouTube channel. And I'm going to go on there, and there's Born Too Late.
Need a gift for your...
And of course there's a commercial. So I'm going to stream the commercial.
man this holiday? Meet the $60 Japanese knife the internet is calling a samurai sword for your kitchen. That's sold out 3 times already this year. After it was banned for being too sharp for public use, it became a social media sensation, with chefs and amateurs showing off its crazy sharpness and durability until thousands of petitions brought it back onto the market. It's called the Husk Knife. It does the work of an entire knife set all at once. So get rid of that block of dull knives crowding your countertop.
I'm really pleased to have the band that was the inaugural band for the Rails to Radio project. They were the very first one, and this is number 9, and now Born Too Late. They're going to be wrapping up this Rails to Radio season for us, doing this Beatles rooftop interpretation of theirs. The Beatles did that rooftop concert in 1969 in January, so we have much better weather than they did. It's hot up here. So thanks everyone for coming, and check out the video on the KTWH YouTube channel later on, as well as all of the other Rails to Radio videos, which includes the very first one here with Born Too Late. So everyone, please give a big hand for Born Too Late and enjoy the heck out of this Beatles concert.
Hey guys, we're Born Too Late, hanging out with you, playing you some Beatles tunes.
Georgia was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it wouldn't last. Georgia left his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, JoJo. Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around her said she had it coming, but she gets it while she can. So get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, no, get back to where you once belonged.
Hey, thank you guys.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Nobody ever loved me like she does. Ooh, she does. Yes, she does. And if somebody loved me like she does, oh, she does. Yes, she does. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No, don't let me down. I'm in love for the Oh, so don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Hey, thank you guys. Oh, Johnny boy.
I got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah. I got a feeling I can't hide, oh no, oh no. Yeah, yeah. I got a feeling, yeah. Oh, please believe me, I'd hate to miss the train, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, and if you leave me, I won't be late again, oh no, oh no. Yeah, yeah, I got a feeling, yeah. All I was looking for was somebody who looked like you. I got a feeling that keeps me on my toes, oh no, oh yeah. I got a feeling, I think that everybody knows, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I got a feeling, yeah.
Everybody had a hard year. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had a wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody had a good year. Everybody let the hair down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the foot down. Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. I got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah, oh yeah. I got a feeling I can't hide, oh no, oh no. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I still cracked, but... Well, the baby said strapping on the one after 909. I said, move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She said, traveling on the one after 909. I begged her not to go, I begged her on my bended knees. She said, you're only fooling around with me. So move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said traveling on the one after 909. Pick up my bags, run to the station. Railman says you got the wrong location. up my bags and I run right home. Oh, I got the number wrong. Well, my baby said she's traveling on the one after 909. Move, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She said she's traveling on the one after 909.
Taylor on the bass.
Pick up my bag, I run to the station. Railman says you got the wrong location. Pick up my bags, oh, and I run a ride home. I come to find, oh, I got the number wrong. Oh, when my baby said she's traveling on the one after 909. I said, move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She said she's traveling on the one after 909. Oh, my baby's traveling on the one after 909.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for coming out. We got one more for you. I don't know.
Oh wait,
Pick a pony. Oh, you can celebrate anything you want. Oh, you can celebrate anything you want. I do a road hog. Oh, you can penetrate any place you go. Oh, you can penetrate any place you go. Because all I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Because I pick a moon dog. Oh, you can radiate everything you are. Oh, you can radiate everything you are. Stony. Oh, you can imitate everyone you know. Oh, you can imitate everyone you know. I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to.
guys were born too late. Thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with us. Thank you to Rails to Radio. Thank you to Kim and Jose for having us. And we sure hope we passed the audition. Oh, good. Have a good day, guys.
That was really great.
You guys can jam like the last half of the first song. Sure. Or just play the first song again. Sure. Got it back. Just come in the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Georgia was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it wouldn't last. Georgia left his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. Get back, get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Joe. Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. Girls around her said she had it coming, but she gets it while she can. Oh, get back, oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged. Oh, get back, oh, get back, no, get back to where you once belonged. Oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged.
Thank you. Thank you. We have groupies.
All right, so that's done. I'm going to pull up another. Actually, I'm just going to play that one again. Could be interesting to watch again for somebody. It's a cool video, so let me see what I need to do to actually play it again. It's kind of goofy. I guess if I just hit replay. So, here we go.
I'm really pleased to have the band that was the inaugural band for the Rails to Radio project. They were the very first one. And this is number 9, and now Born Too Late. They're going to be wrapping up this Rails to Radio season for us, doing this Beatles rooftop interpretation of theirs. The Beatles did that rooftop concert in 1969 in January, so we have much better weather than they did. It's hot up here. So thanks everyone for coming, and check out the video on the KTWH YouTube channel later on, as well as all of the other Rails to Radio videos, which includes the very first one here with Born Too Late. So everyone, please give a big hand for Born Too Late and enjoy the heck out of this Beatles concert.
Hey guys, we're Born Too Late, hanging out with you, playing you some Beatles tunes.
Georgia was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it wouldn't last. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona for some California grass. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Jojo. Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around her said she had it coming, but she gets it while she can. So get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, no, get back to where you once belonged.
Hey, thank you guys.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Nobody ever loved me like she does. Ooh, she does. Yes, she does. And if somebody loved me like she does, oh, she does. Yes, she does. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No, don't let me down. I'm in love for the first time. Don't you know it's gonna last? It's a love that lasts forever. It's a love that has no past. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. No, don't let me down. And from the first time that she really done, ooh, she done me. She done me good. I guess nobody ever really done me. Ooh, she done me. Yes, she does. No, so don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Hey, thank you guys. Danny boy.
I got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah. I got a feeling I can't hide, oh no, oh no. Yeah, yeah. I got a feeling, yeah. Oh, please believe me, I'd hate to miss the dream, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, and if you leave me, I won't be late again, oh no, oh no. Yeah, yeah, I got a feeling, yeah. All I was looking for was somebody who looked like you. I got a feeling that keeps me on my toes, oh no, oh yeah. I got a feeling, I think that everybody knows, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I got a feeling, yeah.
Everybody had a hard year. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had a wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody had a good year. Everybody let their hair down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the foot down. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah, oh yeah. I got a feeling I can't hide, oh no, oh no.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I still cry.
Well, the baby said traveling on the one after 909. I said, move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She said, traveling on the one after 909. I begged her not to go, I begged her on my bending knees. She said, you're only fooling around with me. So move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. Said traveling on the one after 909. Pick up my bags, run to the station. Railman says you got the wrong location. Pick up my bags and I run right home. Oh, I got the number wrong. Well, my baby said she's traveling on the one after 909. Move, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She said she's traveling on the one after 909. station. Railman says you got the wrong location. Pick up the bags, oh, and I run a ride home. I come to find, oh, I got the number wrong. When my baby said she's traveling on the one after 909. I said, move over, honey, I'm traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. She says she's traveling on the one after 909. Oh, my baby's traveling on the one after 909.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for coming out. We got one more for you. I don't know. Are you?
Oh, wait.
Dig a pony. Oh, you can celebrate anything you want. Oh, you can celebrate anything you want. I do a road out. Oh, you can penetrate any place you go. Oh, you can penetrate any place you go. Because all I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Because I pick a moon dog. Oh, you can radiate everything you are. Oh, you can radiate everything you are. Stony. Oh, you can imitate everyone you know. Oh, you can imitate everyone you know. I told you so. All I want is you. Everything has got to be just like you want it to. Syndicate everything you are. Oh, you can syndicate everything you are. I feel the wind blow. Oh, you can syndicate every boat you row. No, you can syndicate every boat you row. I told you so. Just like you wanted to.
Hey, you guys were born too late. Thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with us. Thank you to Rails to Radio. Thank you to Kim and Jose for having us. And we sure hope we passed the audition. Oh, good. Have a good day, guys.
That was really great.
You guys can jam, like the last half of the first song. Sure. Or just play the first song again. Sure, we can. Got it back? Yeah. Just come in the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Georgia was a man who thought once belonged. Get back, oh get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh get back, oh get back to where you once belonged. Get back, Joe. Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was an ugly man. All the girls around her said she had it coming, but she gets it while she can. Oh, get back, oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged. Oh, get back, no, get back to where you once belonged. Oh, get back, oh, get back to where you once belonged.
Thank you. Thank you. We have groupies.
And I'm going to have to find another video here, so here you can go ahead and watch me do that, I guess. If that gives you something to watch, I think you can hear me talking. I see something going on there, so. How about if I play, let's see if I can go here, something from Sacred Heart, something, not the most recent, but turned out pretty good. I like the Alan Sparhawk, so I'm gonna go here, and this was something called Songwriters and Storytellers Live from the Heart, and it is Alan Sparhawk, and he is interviewed by he'll be interviewed by Don Ness, the former mayor of Duluth. There's a little music video or a little video intro here that's kind of loud, so I'll just put it on, and you don't need to hear it's just a kind of a heartbeat thing that they play through there, ba-boom, 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 but it's really loud. So I'll have to edit that a little bit, but anyway, so when that's done, it'll I'll go to the audio for the live stream, and here we go right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to Sacred Heart Music Center from Duluth's Hillside in Duluth, Minnesota, for the latest installment of Live from the Heart, Songwriter and Storytellers series. My name is Don, and I'll be your host for the night. This live stream feature is supported by the Minnesota State Arts Board and will highlight some of the brightest music talent in the Northland. Each episode of this monthly series will focus on songwriters, their creative process, and some of the stories behind their work. I think we have a really special night ahead of us as we welcome Alan Sparhawk back to Sacred Heart. We all know Al as a vocalist and guitarist for the band Low, which has been performing since 1993. I'll give you a moment to do the math, along with his especially wonderful and talented Mimi Parker. Over the years, their music has achieved international acclaim. Far from resting on their laurels, Low continues to experiment, evolve, and press against any narrow characterization of their sound, which once again will be evident on their new album, Hey What, which will be released this September. Alan and Mimi have become Duluth icons, both for their obvious talent and success, but more importantly, for the people that they are, their commitment to this community and their generosity. They live nestled into our hillside within walking distance of Sacred Heart, where they raise their 2 wonderful children. So, without further ado, let's welcome our friend, Alan Sparhawk.
Thank you, Don. Everybody, thanks. So I took my guitar and I threw down some chords and some words I could sing without shame. And I soon had a song. I played it around for some friends, but they all said the same. They said music's for fools, you should go back to school. The future is prisons and math. So I did what they said. Now my children are fed, 'cause they pay me to do what I'm asked. I forgot all my songs. The words now were wrong, and I burned my guitar in a rage. But the fire came to rest in your white velvet breast. So somehow I just know that it's safe. There. That last song was from my father, for him, and this next one is a little bit kind of about Lake Superior. Somewhere out on the ocean, across some waves that rise and fall, deep beyond imagination, some kind of madness, I don't know. Every time I see that ship go out, it feels like everything's complete. But somebody somewhere constant face of the unknown, unknown.
All right, nice job.
Thanks, John.
Alan, it's always fun to see you. Every time I see you around town, you always bring a smile to my face. I think last time I saw you out in the wild, you were almost hit me as I was crossing the avenue, but then I saw it was Al Sparhawk and had put a big smile on my face. Made my day.
Well, I'm glad I didn't hit you.
Yes, me too. Me too. So this is there's so many ways and directions that we could bring this conversation and so much that we could chat about, but it is kind of about songwriting and storytelling. And to me as a non-musician, and I look at, when artists are creating these beautiful songs that kind of touch people in emotional ways, and it just feels kind of magical. It's like, how did that emerge from a creative person? And it feels just kind of almost bewildering to me. And I wonder if you could just give a little bit of insight on kind of your process and how these songs come to you.
Well, like a lot of things that are sort of self-taught, it's hard to go back and be able to kind of explain exactly how it was put together and how it kind of came together. I mean, there's a few things I can look at, and over a few years you'll learn a few things, I guess. But I would say actually you probably experience something close to songwriting a lot more than you think. Because I know you, and I know some of the work that you do, and I know you have to write. Whether it's a speech, sometimes very technical and PR, this and that kind of stuff. Sometimes stuff it's very personal. I know. So you write speeches, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Writing songs is a similar thing. With a speech, you have a goal. You're looking to communicate something. With songwriting, you don't necessarily start with a goal. Some people do. You hear a lot of people, I was sitting thinking about this the other day, and this song came to mind, and stuff like that. For me personally, it doesn't happen that way. I'll kick out some stuff from subconscious things, put together a few elements. But getting back to writing a speech or speaking, you have elements that are going to help you get to that point. Some of it's stuff that you found, this research, some of it's stuff that you've come up with out of your own thought, and like, okay, I want to be able to make this point, because I can tell this is an important factor here, and this is an important element. And you have to figure out the order and how to start, how to end. And so with songwriting, it's similar. A lot of the material or the moving parts that you start with come out of experimenting, practicing, trying to kind of open the window and let some inspiration in. Everybody has a different pattern for that. For me, it looks a lot like sitting in the basement, mumbling along to kind of fumbling with the guitar and at 2 a.m. But that's how you come up with, that's kind of for me how the window is open, and then elements come forward. Sometimes it's a little phrase, sometimes it's a melody that you like over these chords that you've been playing for a couple months that you know there's something there. So you'll get some elements, and then a lot of time, not the whole. I mean, the whole song doesn't come together. You'll get some elements, and by looking at those parts, you can then go, oh, hey, if I put this here, and I have this here, and then I kind of repeat that thing that I started with, and then I kind of hit this point that I really want to make, kind of halfway at the end again to remind people at the end. You know, that's kind of a lot what you're doing there.
Sure.
A lot of, and also with speech writing, there's probably a million different structures you could use, you know. And songwriting really, a lot of times, is about structure. It's about finding a way to arrange elements to where the machine works or something happens that you feel happy with. And
how do you capture the idea? Like if you're kind of playing and you're experimenting and then you come across a nugget or an idea that you think, oh, this has potential. It might not fit what I'm doing right now, but how do you capture that and set it aside?
For me, most of the time it's been notebooks. You know, yeah. I'll write stuff down. Usually a song starts with some sort of vocal phrase that's associated with something that I've been experimenting with musically or been trying to make happen. So usually by the time I have a few lyrics and maybe put a couple chord notes in the corner, I'll be able to remember, oh yeah, that was that song. But yeah, writing stuff down is really important because a lot of times when you're writing, you'll have a few things you're juggling. It's like, oh yeah, there's that idea and there's this one song I need to finish the second verse for. So you're kind of juggling a lot of stuff, and it helps to write things down. Also, kind of at that beginning stage when you're gathering elements in, sometimes those parts, you'll see them just as they are, and they won't seem like anything, and you know, or you'll think to yourself, oh, yeah, this is nothing. I'll remember this later if I need it. Write it down or record it on your phone. I've been doing that a lot. I'll record memo stuff on and go back and remember. It's really helpful. Recording something or writing it down gives your brain permission to move on to the next thing.
Right.
If you're still holding the thing that your brain gave you, you know, a couple days ago, it's not going to have the freedom to move on to the next kind of inspiration. And you'll write stuff down and you'll be so glad because a week later you'll look back at your notebook and you realize, oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote it down. But yeah, that's...
So when you find that kind of that inspiration, and you said it's oftentimes you'll be kind of with the guitar in hand and then kind of trying out different ideas or phrases, and then you kind of find that one, I mean, you find that one idea that you say, all right, this has potential to build it out then?
Yeah. And I suppose that's what makes each artist or every person. It's part of our individuality is that we know we all have a different place where we know, oh, there's something there. You know, for me, yeah. To have a little idea, there has to be something to go, oh, there's a little spark there. And I think that's the little point that it's not what we come up with. It's the stuff that we notice and go, I like that. I'm going to keep that.
So then I'm curious about the steps then after that. So it might come from a core of an idea, and then how does it then evolve, and who else is involved to get it to the final product that we hear?
Well, for records, for the final record, most cases, I'll have a song that I'll either complete if it's real quick, or I'll have some ideas that I'm juggling around. And Mimi Parker, who you mentioned earlier, my wife, and she's the drummer. And not only is she just a good sounding board and sort of just a great immediate person to share an idea with, but she also kind of sings harmony. She sings harmony a lot with the vocals, and there's something about, when you come up with something and you kind of have an idea in your head, and then you introduce it with someone who then puts a whole new element on there that you had never imagined, and it's like taking something two-dimensional and making it three-dimensional, which, yeah. And then the fourth dimension is when you actually play it for somebody else. So, whatever the fourth dimension is. But, yeah, to varying degrees, the band is involved. Sometimes there'll be, an unfinished idea, and kind of toss it around at a rehearsal or practice, and try things. Sometimes there's collaboration. My wife will write lyrics to something that I'll write on guitar, and vice versa. She'll write stuff on piano, and we'll work on lyrics together sometimes. But usually, the initial ideas are you come up with by yourself.
Yeah. So I'm curious about then the inspiration behind those initial ideas, because it must be, you know, like the world around you, the life experiences, kind of the tone that you're then kind of experimenting with as you're kind of noodling. And so I'm wondering if you found, like, I know you're a runner, do you find inspiration while you're running, or is it more like as you go through life, you're kind of just, you know that you're absorbing inspiration and then it's going to come out while you're experimenting?
I would say the latter. Yeah, the latter. I think, yeah, for me, it just kind of comes out. You trust your subconscious. It's going to kick out stuff that doesn't make sense at first, but then you keep working at it and keep making decisions that resonate. You know, listen to that voice that's saying, "Yep," or "No, you need to push a little further." No, not quite done yet. There's something else that needs to happen here before this is complete. You know, just keep listening to that. Sorry, I went off track.
Well, I'm also wondering, like, so it must be like your albums sound so different, and they have a different tone, right?
Oh, okay.
And so,
yeah,
like,
we're talking about how it goes, how it gets built up.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you?
How does it get to that point? Yeah. Well, again, we've been doing it long enough to where we've been lucky to make a lot of records and record with a lot of different people. Over years, you start noticing that, like, oh yeah, when I took a chance and went a little more extreme on this, it ended up being my favorite thing about their record. So, okay, well, next time I won't stop myself from doing that so much. So you find that different people you work with can be an inspiration. We like working with people who bring a lot to the table. If you know, they bring in a lot of perspective, and I think when you kind of trust that, well, we're still writing the songs and we're singing them, and we're making the decisions about what it's going to be, you can kind of get away with leaving a lot of it pretty wide open. And in doing that, you're going to have a lot more instances where you'll surprise yourself. So yeah, we write a song, play it with Mim, figure it out with the rest of the band. The way we play live, usually it's guitar, bass, and drums, you know, so the initial idea, sometimes we'll just start with that. But again, over the years, we've kind of gravitated more and more towards making records that are not at all referential to the way we play live. And I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully that's not a detriment in the long run, but for now we enjoy it. There's something about playing live and being kind of immediate and having to use your hands and your own breath to make sound, but then being able to go in the studio and really open up and push the outer edges of that as well. It's just two different things in many ways, you know.
Right. So I was so pleased that you started with Death of a Salesman, which I know is one of my favorites and a favorite of many others. And yet it's also interesting that it feels different than a lot of your songwriting, because it feels very much about a story, and you're kind of following along. So talk a little bit about that song in particular.
Yeah, that one, I said something about my dad, and kind of that one's loosely sort of based on the idea of a musician. It's sort of living a life and navigating the idea of having something and then life changing, and maybe you get away from it, and so there's a love and regret sometimes about that, and it sort of reminds me of my father, who was also a musician, who, you know, later became, you know, a really good friend and confidant when I became, you know, when I started writing songs, because it was something he liked too, and we really connected on a new level through that. It was really interesting. But Yeah, that song. It's not often actually that I write something that is pretty linearly narrative or one line. You know, I'm a little more abstract, and I'll wander in and out of more kind of just impressions and abstractions of concepts and, you know, and metaphors, so to speak. But every once in a while there'll be a song like that kind of comes out fast. And yeah, those are little moments that are pretty special. I mean, when you try to write something or try to be creative, there's a lot of heartache and a lot of struggle, but the more you do it, the more you get these little moments that tell you, like, no, you're on the right path. This is good. This is worth the pursuit. This is joy.
Right.
So.
And that whatever you're kind of feeling in the moment as you're kind of exploring these ideas, there's bound to be a connection to somebody else, because there's, you know, these universal ideas or feelings or emotions that you're kind of tapping into.
Well, I think there's a lot more in common than we have. I mean, you know, I guess that's you know, everybody, that's sort of a blanket statement you could put on just about any slogan, but I mean, there are ways that we are connected, I think, that would really amaze us all. I think it has to do with vibration and language and intent and truth, and
yeah,
I think I don't know. Those are the elements that build it, and those are the elements that make it travel. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's be willing to play us a few more songs.
Yeah, sure.
All right, very good. Alan Sparhawk.
when you think you've seen everything, you find we're living in days like these. Say you only take what you bring. Maybe that's just the way they speak. You know that I would do anything. Is it something that I can't see? Everybody just chased by dreams. That's why we're living in days like these again. It isn't something you can choose between. It isn't coming in twos and threes. Always looking for that one sure thing. Oh, you want it so desperately. No, you're never gonna feel complete. You're never gonna be released. Maybe never even see believe. That's why we're living in days like these again. Don't walk away. I cannot take any more. Why this game? I cannot play anymore. I have slept beside you now for what seems 1,000 years. The shadow in your night, the whisper in your ear. I've slept beside you now for what seems 1,000 years. The shadow in your night, the whisper in your ear. So don't walk away. I cannot take any more. Why this game? I cannot play anymore. Thank you. All right, let's see. This one. saw you at the grocery store. I know I should have walked over and said hello. Seemed like you were in a hurry. I didn't want to slow you down, so I figured I should let you go. Always trying to work it out. Always trying to work it out. See the little children at your knee. I heard you moved back and bought a house in East. Everybody says the war is over. It isn't something you forget so easily. I saw your shit downtown at the gallery. Always trying to work it out. 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 Thank you.
Love that song. It's now that's off Double Negative.
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah, and that one, how you performed it here is so, very different from how it sounds on the record. So,
Yeah.
what comes first? Does this version, kind of a cleaner version, come first with the idea, and then you kind of add on everything in the studio, or do you have to deconstruct it back to how you can perform?
Most of the time we do that. I'll figure it out on guitar or figure out a version that you could play on a ukulele, essentially. Most of the time. Sometimes a sound or something that we improvise in the studio will inspire something or become an element that we then use to arrange a song, and then you got to go back and figure out, okay, how would we play that live? But most of the time we already have kind of a guitar, drums, and bass version. But we already know how that sounds, and we know how that would sound if we recorded it that way, and so we want to see what else could be done with the song.
So, and for those that haven't heard the studio version of that, there's a lot of distortion in it. And so when you had the idea for that song, and it kind of, did you say this would be a song that would kind of, to set the right tone for it, it would kind of invite that sort of distortion, or?
Well, a lot of it's experimentation. You know, there are times when we go into the studio with sort of a thought in mind, or hey, let's explore this a little bit, or hey, we did a little bit of this last time, let's really go further with this. Sometimes I know, and sometimes that'll help guide kind of those kinds of decisions, like, okay, how do we deconstruct this, or how could we, you know, because, you know, it's simple parts. Most rock or folk or any of this stuff is pretty simple. There's not a lot of chords, you know. And you figure, like, well, here's the tempo, dun, dun, dun. Here's where the vocals go. You know, if you know that, the sky's the limit. You can kind of experiment and try to think, like, what if we played kazoos through a Marshall stack and then pitched it down and then ran it through, and then ran the vocals through a vocoder with that as the basis. You know, stuff like that. Sometimes it's just kind of trying something chaotic, sometimes it's, oh, hey, I remember I have this one pedal that does this thing. Maybe if I run the kick drum through that, it'll turn into something that's interesting. So, yeah, that's kind of how the deconstructing goes. I mean, it's, you know, again, it has a lot to do with where you are, who you're working with. We've been lucky to work with B.J. Burton the last few records, and he is definitely up for deconstructing and finding new territory and finding new ways to present songs, and we are very up for that. So yeah, that's, you know, Double Negative went. It really seemed to kind of capture the zeitgeist of the moment. You know, it was a few years ago, and kind of early in the political.
The political, and just like a sense of, you know, of hopelessness. And I remember listening to that album the first few times and just kind of almost being like, this is how I feel. And I'm wondering if there was any intention, or is it, again, like you're also living in this world and it kind of comes out through your creative process?
I think it's probably that. We're all living the same world. I'm trying to be honest with what I write, and I am worried about a lot of the same things that everybody else is, and I have the same hopes and fears and faults as everyone else. So I think if you just be honest with yourself, people will resonate with that. Yeah.
So you've been blessed with a really long career, and I'm curious if you have any reflections on how you approach songwriting and storytelling when you were first getting started, and then kind of throughout, you know, how that evolved, and how you might be different in terms of your approach today.
Well, in many ways, it's exactly the same as the beginning. I mean, you start with nothing, you know, and you open up your eyes, or you open up your hand, or you jump in the pool and start moving things around a little bit and shifting things around to see if anything interesting happens, and if something happens, then. But it's daunting. It's very hard. It takes a while. You say, okay, I'm going to start writing something. You jump in, you work for a few hours at night, nothing. Next night, come in, try to do the same thing, nothing. All right, third night, okay, maybe something happened. Well, what's happening is your brain is finally going, you want me to do this? Oh, okay. By the fourth or fifth night, your brain knows what you want it to do, and says, we're doing this again. Okay, well, here's some stuff. So, point being, it takes a while. Don't be discouraged. Trust that something's going to come out. Write down what you're write down whatever does come out, even if it's a horrible line, write it down. You're giving your brain, again, you're giving your brain permission to move on. But yeah, I know when I take breaks away from writing, which I do a lot, when I come back, it's hard to get back in. You can be, it can be pretty heartbreaking at first, but you have to just keep going.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've always been struck with you, Alan, is that you know, for some songwriters, they might have very lengthy careers, and the sound is pretty much, it's very similar. You know, and I think one thing that people would be curious about is kind of the other projects that you commit to, whether it be the Black Eyed Snakes or Retribution Gospel Choir, or you know, singing in a Neil Young cover band, or you know, doing the reggae dub thing that I don't understand, or the experimental Tuesday, you know. And so I've always been really impressed about how much experimentation you have in very different forms of music compared to Low. I'm wondering, how do those efforts kind of inform you as a songwriter for Low?
Well, I mean, as much as you'd imagine. I mean, yeah, I've been really lucky to be in a town where long enough to make a lot of longtime friends, and it's a scene that's open. If you want to try something out, you can find a place to do it, and a couple people will show up and check it out. But
I mean, is it kind of exercising different creative muscles to kind of, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just a reflection of my brain. I'm somewhat scattered, and you know, as much as Low is a very, you know, at least initially was a very extreme corner that we kind of almost painted ourselves into. Of course I'm interested in loud music, and of course I'm interested in extreme music. Of course I'm into music from other countries, and music that's very different from the sort of the legacy that the music that we've made initially comes from. So I don't know. I think just having a community and friends that you can be like, hey, we should try this sometime, and just go do it. I think that's been the key, and I think, yeah, of course it informs what we do in Low. It's helped us evolve. I think you could probably look back and see different phases of the band and sort of things that we were exploring, and then probably pretty reflective of some of the things that I was doing on the side, whether it's working with other artists or different experimental, you know, different bands. It's I don't know. It's part of the journey. I don't know. I think it would be very boring, and you'd lose perspective if you had to stay in that corner. You know.
I mean, I leading up to tonight, thinking back about all the moments that I've had, kind of seeing you perform, and thinking back and like, boy, there's a lot of moments that are really special to me and impactful, and it was the songs that you were singing or the tone that was in the room, and they are like indelible memories for me because of that moment. And then I think about, like, and probably even in this room, there's probably, you know, 5 almost, you know, really important life moments for me, kind of watching you play. And then I think about, like, I'm one person, and there's thousands upon thousands of people who love your music and have had that same experience. And I mean, that must be rewarding in a sense. And I'm not even sure where I'm going with this question, other than I want to express that to you. And kind of thanks on behalf of the people watching this. I'm sure they're thinking about their own moments. But I mean, you've lived a remarkable life and have seen the world, and maybe the question is, how does living the life that you've had also then informed the art that you're creating?
Wow, that's a lot to try to figure out there, but I'm I'm without words to express my gratitude and having a life where I could try some things and get to see the world. I definitely did not think that was going to happen at all when I was growing up. You know, when I don't think that's been any strength of character. I mean, I am reminded constantly how lucky I am. I'm reminded constantly that there are people who are really talented, who are amazing souls, who more people should hear, who do not get heard. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure how to put that in words, but what did we say about how to land it? How to land the routine? How do I get out of this mess? Yeah, we were constantly reminded of how lucky we were. Everything from amazing things happen that surely that it must be that the universe has let some random thing happen to us, or there have been times when we've been safe, things that have happened like literally on the road, that where we've been, you know, saved, so to speak. And there have been countless times when we've been really discouraged, where someone would come along or something would happen that would give us that light that we needed and the help to move along. So I don't know who to give credit to, because it certainly wasn't anything that we were doing other than just being there and trying to keep our eyes open and be grateful.
Well, that's really beautifully said, Alan. And you know, I think there is a generosity that you and Mim bring, and that our community has benefited from. And it is kind of that one foot in front of the next, and just being present and showing up, and sometimes showing up in unexpected ways and really generous ways, and people then see and appreciate. You know, and I'd like to think that, you know, as expansive as your world is, kind of on an international basis and through your art, there's also, you can see a real grounding in this place and with your family. And we talked recently about Cyrus, you know, playing in the band and playing bass, and I could see your level of excitement and about that experience. Talk a little bit about kind of what you see in Cyrus and the joy that you're taking from playing with him.
Well, Cyrus is my son, and yeah, we grew up in a household, of course, where there's a lot of music, and you know, as an eager father, you know, you're kind of standing there on edge, hoping that they'll be interested in something that you can help them with, you know. So there's a little bit of that, you know, that kind of hope and intention, you know, as you're raising children. But yeah, kind of without any prompting, my son kind of picked up an instrument and started asking about how to play certain songs, and I already knew he had good taste in music, so it was, once that happened, it was pretty quick and fun, and he kind of challenged me to learn some songs and stuff that was new to me and a challenge for sure. But where was I going with that? What was it?
Well, it was kind of, I mean, Low is obviously a family affair, and kind of like
okay,
that,
right.
you know, I mean, playing with Mim and now seeing, you know, the interest that Cyrus has had, and again, in that generous way, doing the Friday Instagram shows as a way to, you know, helping people get through what has been a really difficult time.
Yeah, well, it's been wild for everybody. There's been some you know, hard things. There's been some unexpected good things, I think, for everybody, and some new perspectives. And yeah, a wise person once told me to bring joy and music into my home, and that would be the key to happiness. So that's been important, and it's really helped.
Absolutely, and you can see it in your family, and again, you know, that what you have created and continue to create, and the impact that you've made, you know, really has brought joy into so many other families as well. And Alan, and you're being here tonight and being willing to kind of share and open up your heart and give us some perspective on the songwriting is also a sign of that generosity, and we sure appreciate it. And I feel honored to be kind of a proxy for so many out there who would, you know, also feels the same way about you. So we want to thank Alan for appearing on Live from the Heart, Songwriters and Storytellers series. Thanks to the legendary Eric Swanson for running the sound, and Jose Leon and his crew for the video production. Live from the Heart is brought to you by the Sacred Heart Music Center with funding from the Minnesota State Arts Board. And just a plug for the Arts Board and you know, how blessed we are to live in a state that invests in the arts. And not every state has these type of opportunities, and it requires some intention from state leaders to say the arts are important, they give back to our community, and we're going to be intentional about moving dollars into that so that we can continue to have a thriving arts scene. So the next performance will feature songwriter Corey Kaufman on August 29th. We hope to see you there. And now, Alan, if you're willing, one more song.
The biggest thing with arts funding is that a lot of it goes to young people, and that is gold. You need to trust the young people. This new generation is going to figure it out, and they're going to surprise you over and over again. So thank you for those who work to get those funds to people who need it. All right. When I go deaf, I won't even mind. Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be just fine. I'll stay out all night, looking at the sky. I'll still have my sight. Yeah, I'll still have my eyes. And we will make love. We won't have to fight. We won't have to speak, and we won't have to lie. And I'll stop writing songs, stop scratching out lines. and it won't have to run. When I go down, when I go down, when I go down, when I go down. When I go down, when I go down, when I go down, when I go down. Thank you, everybody. Peace. Peace on earth. Thank you, Don.
Well, that concludes our broadcast test tonight. Just checking some levels there. All looks good, so that concludes my test. I'm going to stop the streams, hopefully, figure out how to do all that. And we will see you all Saturday night. Tune in to Rachel Kilgore, live from the heart. I'm on the multicast, so I'm should be able to just shut them both off.